So in today's second story, I wanted to tell a story that someone else sent in to me, and if you want to send in your own story, you can do so by mailing me at rutchbusiness@gmail.com, and it's also in the description down below. Also, I am 100% sure you will enjoy today's story because it is a wild one. It's about this crazy kid that apparently destroyed one of the school computers in the subscriber's school, and it's absolutely wild. Like honestly, what is it with kids and destroying electronics? Why are kids so stupid sometimes? I mean, yeah, I understand that it's not your electronics, it's like the school computer, but still, it's stupid to do. And apparently this kid also destroyed his own PlayStation once, like what the actual hell, man. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid and I got a PlayStation and I got a video game, I was so frugal with it, like I was so afraid that it would break or anything. Because you see, my parents would only give me one very expensive gift, maybe every 2 or 3 years, and every year there was like this regular gift, you know, like $20 to $30, basically a game or two. So I knew that if I would break those games or break my PlayStation or something else would be the case, I know that I will not get it again. And I would have to be bored out of my mind. And honestly, that's also why parents should like not allow their kid to break their stuff and then buy something new in return. But anyways, the subscriber that sent in this story told me that I could call him Tony. And this actually happened in elementary school when Tony was 10 years old. And there was like this really tight bond in his class, like everyone was so nice. It was kind of like a rural area his elementary school was in, and everybody kind of knew each other, you know. That's kind of like the downside or upside if you're like positive. I mean, to be honest, I like my neighbors and everything, but I don't want them to know everything about me. I don't know, to me it kind of sounds stupid if everyone is kind of forced to talk with each other and like share details and everything, and if you don't share those details, those people will just shun you. They will basically just not accept you in their communities, which is just very stupid. And that's kind of like this thing like worldwide, not only in the US but also in my country, in like Europe, in the Netherlands. That's also the case. My grandpa lives in this rural area and he just shares everything with everyone, which is kind of stupid to me, but you know, you do you. So anyways, everyone in that rural village the subscriber was living in kind of know that like the spoiled kid, or like the crazy kid of today's story, his name was Derek, by the way. Everyone knew that Derek was, you know, crazy and spoiled, and his family was just spoiling him way too much. And Derek's sister was also spoiled to the point that she had like this whole kind of like princess bedroom, like, you know, she had this pink walls and like these princesses and these dolls and everything. Basically everything was kind of like bling bling in her room, and she had so many toys and dolls and whatnot. And Derek too was very spoiled because he had the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, he had like the PlayStation 4 was coming out almost at the time of writing, so yeah, he wanted it all. And I mean, to be honest, I kind of understand, because the subscriber also told me that Derek's parents were just filthy rich. His dad was a banker and his mom was an accountant and psychologist. So she basically had 2 jobs and like 2 salaries. And their parents were also rich, like both sides of, you know, the dad and the mom was also rich. So, you know, that family was just loaded. So, I mean, if you're rich, if you're a parent, I kind of do understand that you want to make your kid happy. Because your parents before you also made you happy and also spoiled you to the point that, you know, you think that your kids should be spoiled too, which is absolutely a bad thing. So anyways, despite those parents being very rich and the kids, you know, having the rich parents and like the big house and everything, the rural school was not that rich. Like the area they were living in, they were not very like, they were the only millionaires in that village. And the elementary school was kind of poor too. And it was kind of bizarre to read that like Derek was in that school, because usually the rich kids go to like the rich schools in the US and like the poor kids, they just go to a public school or something like that, or like a public college, but not in this case. So anyways, Tony, the subscriber, he was in computer class with Derek at one point, and like people had barely their own computer. Like Tony's parents had like one laptop they used, like all of them used it, like the whole family used that same laptop, and it was just so incredibly slow. Like Tony could barely play flash games on it, let alone like San Andreas, like GTA or like Minecraft or whatever, because you see, Tony's parents were not very rich, not as rich as Derek's parents. But the thing is, the elementary school they were in, they had very slow computers. They had like these computers from like the 1980s or something. Like it was very bad. And I mean, like, they were slow, sure, but to the kids it didn't really matter, and to the teacher also it didn't matter. As long as the computers worked, as long as the kids could have fun and learn how to use a computer, like they didn't really need like a really expensive computer, the school I mean. But unfortunately, Derek kind of like, you know, destroyed one one of the computers later in the story, because you see, he was very frustrated. So the assignment of today was to hand in like a document, and it was basically pretty much the first time everyone used the computer program Word. I mean, who doesn't know about Word? I mean, now everyone knows about it, but if you're a little kid, if you did, you know, I remember when I was a little kid in elementary school and I learned about Word, I was like just baffled that you could just like you could write like words on a piece of paper and just print it out, or like write a story or something. I was just baffled by it, honestly, even though now I'm just laughing at it, how simple it is. So yeah, all of a sudden Derek was like, these computers are terrible. Why are these PCs so slow? Like, I can't even work on them. Like, my daddy has like such a fast computer, such a fast laptop in his office, and like at home I can play video games all day and it will not lag one single bit. And I can't even open Word and type a couple of words on a piece of paper. Like, what the hell, man? And then he started to like, you know, beat the monitor, you know, up the monitor, which kind of reminds me of that Flash game, remember? Like, where you need to like break a monitor and like break a PC with your fist or something I used to play as a kid. Those were the memories. But anyways, off topic, back on topic, Derek was absolutely getting crazy. And Tony looked at Derek and he just saw that Derek's face was getting more and more red. Like, first he started to stomp his feet on the ground. Then he started to like, you know, beat up the monitor. And then like later when the teacher left the room, Derek was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna beat up I'm just gonna beat the shit out of this stupid monitor. And you know what he did? He actually grabbed the mouse and just fully just stomped the mouse on the monitor, and the mouse just like shattered. But you see, the monitor was actually quite strong, you know. There were like these really big kind of refrigerators, you know, like these CRT screens. It's really difficult to break them as like a 10-year-old. So Derek decided to bring out the big guns. He decided to bring out a fucking chair. I kid you not. This little kid, this little 10-year-old spoiled angry kid, just took out a chair and started like beating up the monitor. Like, honestly, when I read this in my email, I was like, what the hell? Like, how do these kids even exist? Like, do they even need parents? Like, you just have to throw them in jail. Like, the jail will teach them. But anyways, like, everyone was just getting crazy. Like, the teacher was not in the classroom, and Tony was just sitting next to Derek, just looking at him from the side, and he was just like, just surprised that this is happening. Like, he could not believe it at all. And Tony was like, whoa, 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 dude, stop this. Stop doing this. Like, why are you doing this? You're absolutely crazy, man. And all of a sudden, Derek looked at Tony and he was like, oh shit, the teacher is coming back. I am absolutely screwed. And then Tony was like, yeah, of course you're screwed. You literally destroyed the monitor with your chair. And like, you could actually see like the glass of the monitor just being all broken. And it was still working. Like, the monitor was still working, but like the entire screen of the monitor was just shattered. Holy shit, man. These kids are wild. So then all of a sudden, everyone was just like, just getting crazy and just talking to each other and screaming like, what the hell is Derek doing? Like, this is just wild. And at that moment, everyone just heard the teacher's like high heels on the ground, you know, click, click, clicking through the hallway, and everyone was like, oh shit, the teacher's coming. Derek is so screwed, haha. And all of a sudden, Derek got up, ran to the teacher, started fake crying, crocodile tears. I kid you not, this is not even fake. He started fake crying and telling the teacher that Tony over here has broke his monitor. Like, I kid you not. Tony, however, was very lucky because he was a really good kid and everyone was kind of friends with him, so people started to snitch on Derek immediately. They told that Derek was actually the one who grabbed his chair and threw it on the monitor. And you can actually see that Derek's chair was damaged even. So there is evidence for this. And the teacher looked at Derek and she was like beyond shocked. She immediately told him to go to the principal office, and like the same day, Derek got grounded at home and his parents had to pay for the damages, which wasn't really a problem because they were rich. But they promised the principal to look after Derek and to just not spoil him anymore again. I hope you enjoyed this story. The best way to support my channel further is to binge watch my story videos. They are showing up on screen right now. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button. It would mean the world to me. Subscribe if you are new on the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.